Play.
Kasumi Ninja only on the 64-bit Jaguar.
Now let's talk about the blood. There is a lot of blood in Kasumi Ninja. In fact, I'd say that this is one of the most violent video games ever made. I do think it's gorier than Mortal Kombat, and the way the blood is used here makes Kasumi Ninja out to be way more intense than other fighting games. Many have mentioned how stupid it is that there is a parental blood password in the game, but this is probably just there to help the game fend off controversy. Like if people sued Atari for making Kasumi Ninja too violent, then they can just say that there is a blood password for parents to use. But Atari never needed to actually worry about that, because Kasumi Ninja was never popular enough to become controversial. Anyway, I like the health bars in the game. They're swords that get more bloody the more you get hit. It's a visually appealing aspect to the game that is unique, and I have never seen it get any praise. And unlike in Mortal Kombat, the blood actually stays on the floor during the remainder of the fight. That alone makes it more bloody than Mortal Kombat. The announcer! Well, the announcer for the game is interesting. I'm a sucker for announcers in video games, especially fighting games. In the 90s and the 2000s, there were so many super cool announcers in video games. I really like the announcer in this game, actually.
Kasumi Ninja, select your fighter, Habaki. Select your opponent, Alaric. Entering the combat zone.
Most people think it's a little silly sounding, but I dig it. After a while, it just grows on you. It's definitely not as cool as the Mortal Kombat announcer, definitely not. But the announcer in Kasumi Ninja could be a little better, but it's still pretty damn cool. Now, let's talk about the levels. I think that the levels are a highlight in this game. I find them really mysterious and very good looking graphically. They use real photographs to make them look realistic looking, compared to the fighting backgrounds in Mortal Kombat, King of Fighters, and Street Fighter. Many of the levels are pretty great, but become a little overlooked for some reason. Probably because most people are just trying to figure out the gameplay instead. There are some really, really bland levels, like Thundera and Pakawaz, but there's more better ones than bad. I love how the levels have details only the Jaguar can pull off as a game console, because there are some impressive things here. The unused level. There's an old Atari Jaguar commercial that first shows off Kasumi Ninja. They only show the game for a few seconds, and we can see this mountain level. Giant rocky mountains. It looks really cool looking. And it doesn't appear anywhere in the final game. I think that's a frickin' shame. Because it does look kinda realistic looking, and would have helped the graphical presentation of Kasumi Ninja if it had been included. I wish it wasn't cut. Also, the whole idea of two guys fighting on just random giant desert mountains is so badass and insane. Also, when one of the fighters punches, it goes right through the other opponent during the commercial. Just pathetic. Well, anyway, now on to the music. The music of Kasumi Ninja is quite mixed. All the best music comes from the menus of the game. The main theme from the game is really good, and the character select hub music is good, as well as the theme they play when entering the combat zone. But the music in the actual levels is pretty bad. It's very low sounding and very dull. What the fuck happened? So what's with the Atari Jaguar and its music? It seems to be a problem throughout its effing games. Games like Cybermorph, Trevor McFur, and Doom have no fucking sound. No background music at all. For this being hailed as the 64-bit monster super console, and for it not to have music in its games, is pathetic. It's either no music at all, or music that's super low in the background of levels. Kasumi Ninja could have had awesome level music that would have helped the bland-looking levels feel more entertaining to play. But at least the main theme of Kasumi Ninja is catchy, and can get stuck in your head. its music does a good job of getting you feeling pumped up for battle. So let's talk about one of my favorite things in the entire game, the final boss. The epic battle against Lord Gaiku is pretty damn cool. No doubt you'll probably be nervous to face off against him because of his build-up as the top ninja. Now controlled by a demon, he spams his super attack a lot, so watch out for that. But to face his true form is when he's at his lowest health. Don't finish him, just let him stand there for a minute, which is real creepy. Then Gaigu will transform into his true form, his true demon form. Pretty spooky and creepy. It has cool vibes and does well with the game's mystery. The final level is extremely satanic. There's bloody, decapitated bodies everywhere. There's an inverted pentagram on the floor, and we can see demons flying in the background, picking up bodies, and then throwing them on the mountains, and then tossing them off a cliff. Very brutal stuff. It's like you've entered into this super secret satanic lair hidden within the mountains of Kasumi Ninja. It looks kind of like the unused mountain level from the commercial, only from a different angle, where the demonic activity is. But anyway, what is annoying is that you have to defeat him twice, though, to win. And not just once this time. I don't think he's much tougher than his regular ninja form, so you defeat him, that's the end. After you defeat him, the ending screen is unacceptable. Just some bland, short text, some total bullshit after all that. But other than the final screen, this final chapter of the game is awesome and is a highlight of Kasumi Ninja. The way it looks, how shocking it is, and the mystery of Gaigu and his final form is all pretty spectacular. So even if you hate this game, the ending does deliver. In conclusion, so Kasumi Ninja is not one of the worst fighting games ever. It was a disappointment when it was released, but when you give it a fair chance, you'll find that it's a good game. I do find it to be fun, although annoyingly challenging at times. I do love Ultra Vortec for the Atari Jaguar, and I think it's way better and really is what Kasumi Ninja should have been. I'd say that people were too harsh on Kasumi Ninja when it was released, definitely. Mortal Kombat was just so big back then that it made it hard for other bloody fighting games to be taken seriously, which is pretty unfair though. It's finally time to give Kasumi Ninja the review it deserves. I'll give the game a 6.5 out of 10, which is the same rating I'd give for Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, it's good, and I hope I helped the legacy of this game. It's not one of the best fighting games ever made, but it's one of the best games for the Atari Jaguar. Thanks for watching.